everyone, this is Dead Archer here, and today we're going to be doing our second episode of Factorio 0.18. So, I'm just crafting up a lot of the stuff that we need for our second smelting right here. It's going to be for copper, so we're just going to want to basically copy this design over, and because I didn't show me building it last time, I'll just walk you through everything. So, you want to place down belts just alongside this other one. And you want to have 24 furnaces per side. So we're just going to run these furnaces right next to each other all along down this line. You're going to place another line of belt down the middle. You're going to want to place another 24 furnaces on this other side. And then another line of belt. And then you're going to want to place, whoops, I need one more belt here. And you're just going to want to place 4 inserters in a pattern like this on all of these furnaces. And that will be what gives them the ore and coal and what takes out the plates. And I'm just bringing this up. So you just repeat this on both sides with inserters. You can probably use other inserters, but I think you need these just so it runs more efficiently. And you're also, in case you didn't notice, I put all of this, I wrapped around, I used to have the coal run up through like this into this. And I changed it over so that way I can just run the coal like this through an underground belt just right over to this other spot where we're going to be using coal to put it out onto these belts just like we did over here. That way I don't need to run a whole new coal line. Oops. Today we're gonna try to automate red science and belts, hopefully. Just because those are some things I like to get automated right away. Just because that's a really big quality of life. Oh, and I need to queue a research right now. I'm just gonna do a research for steel axe just because that's just a really nice research to always have. And now that we've connected all our inserters, we're gonna start placing down electric poles. So you want to place down an electric pole right there, and then you shouldn't have any gaps or spots that are being covered twice if you just place them in a pattern where this one will do 3 inserters, so then you just place this other one, and like that, and you shouldn't get any overlap, and then you want to do that on one side only for this other belt. And that one, as you can see, is powering the other side. So then you just repeat it for the last time over here. And once you're done with that, everything should be connected to your power grid. Right now we're just gonna connect up some of this belt. And looks like I'm just a few belts short. So this is going to be where we get our ore coming in, and that's going to be where we get our coal coming in. And now we're just going to run over, grab some gears, and start connecting up the actual copper patch. So I just crafted up 30 electric mining drills because that's what you need to fuel this design with to be in ratio. So now we're just going to place as many of these as you can on this copper patch because it's a fairly small one, so I'm gonna have to really try to squeeze them in there. Luckily I have a little smaller copper patch that I can probably use. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to, I can squeeze these in there, but they're gonna run out of copper ore to mine fairly soon. So now we're just gonna run belt up through these. Oops. Need some more belt. And now we just need to power this all. So now once I connect this all to the power grid, we should see all of those are powered. Nope, these two are not. Oops. Just need to connect them right there. And now we just need to connect all three of these lines using splitters. You just want them all to feed in to one line. And then we'll just run this all the way up over to our smelting array. And we'll just place down underground here to get under our coal belt. Let's craft up some more belt. And now once this copper ore reaches that, we should start to see that everything is getting smelted just like it is over here. We're just gonna throw that copper ore that we got in there. And I'm just gonna run down here, grab some gears from this. Oops. We're gonna grab some more iron. Yep, now you can see that it's starting to work. And I'm gonna do what's called a bus. If you've played Factorio before, you probably know what it is, but we're just gonna basically extend a giant line of our resources that we make that are needed in most crafting recipes just down in a straight line here. So that way if we need them for crafting, we can just pull them right off this belt. Nice and easy. And I'm just going to clear some branches here. I think we're going to do our science right off to this side, and we'll do our other belt making right on that other side. So for my red science build that I like to use, we're just going to need like 11 assemblers, and we finished steel axe. Now I'm just going to get logistic science being researched, because I turned off biters, so we don't really need turrets, walls, or military yet. We might for if you want grenades to clear out forests, but it's mostly a desert map. Actually, I guess you might need to clear up that later, but you don't need military for a while. And I'm just going to hold F while on these belts, and I'll be able to pick up items on them. And now we're just going to place down those 5 right. Actually, I need to move these over slightly. So we're just going to do our gear making right here. And to get the iron off from that side of the belt, we just do that, place down a splitter, and run the iron ore over. Then we're going to need to grab copper. So we're just going to pull a belt on over like this. And then we're going to place that other belt just that way it becomes one side that's putting the copper on. Wait, I did that on the wrong side. But then we need to just take this copper belt and export it right there. So that way it's going on this side of the belt, because inserters will always put on the far side of the belt. So we'll just say that this is going to be making gears. We'll connect this up to power. And now we need to connect it right here. I'm not going to make a gear bus just because gears are used in tons of crafting recipes and they're just fairly easy to make anyways. But now we're just going to run our 5 red science makers down over here. Run this belt down the middle. And we'll just feed these inserters right into those. And we're going to need some more inserters. So I did not need to just drag and place all those. And I'm just going to move that over. And we just run this belt like that. And we're just going to set these all to red science. You can shift right click to copy what you want. Oops, I just removed that. That's supposed to be our gears. And then you can shift left click to paste whatever you want from the factory. And now you just need to connect this with power poles. And there we go. Red science should be starting to be made now. And we'll just put all the red science onto one belt here. And let's get some labs. I'm just going to craft all 20. Let's go and grab some more iron and copper. In this game, you'll generally need less copper than you will iron, so you don't need to fill up your inventory with as much copper. And since we decided to queue up 5, it's going to take us a little while to get these first 5, so I'm just going to head on over to our other science area, and we can take that down now that we're not using it. I'm also going to check on power and see how we're doing. Looks like we're maxing out our power, so we should also probably expand that. So that way we're not running out of power, because we're going to be using a ton of power as soon as we get this all hooked up. Oh, I just realized you disconnected all our copper. Okay, and let's craft up some more steam engines. Okay, so I crafted 20, so I need 10 boilers. And we're gonna need some pipe. So I already ran electric poles down the middle of the seams. And that was a lot of stone. I'm just gonna put that all back in that box, because I have no need of that much stone. There, I'll just keep like 50. Okay, now that we have these labs, we can start to place down labs. For right now, I'm just gonna do 20 labs, and we'll see how that keeps up. And we can always add more. This is all just gonna be a temporary science setup, by the way. We're just gonna tear this down later. This is just gonna be for early game, because this design isn't very good for lasting this long game, and I don't need to queue that. So, in our inserter factory, you're going to be making transport belts, underground belts, and the future ones. So if you just search logistics here, we're going to plan for having the fast ones and the express belts, which you get from logistics 3. So our design will be able to make all of those. And it looks like those are almost done. Did I queue up those? Okay, yes I did. And then for these we're just gonna take and place on top because the inserters can take from the lab and put into the other lab. So we're just gonna place down whatever inserters we have. This is why we need automation, so we don't have to wait on crafting queues like that, which should hopefully get faster later on because we won't be crafting as much. And let's just get all the power poles in place. We can connect them, and now we can start to get our science automation going. And let's queue up some more inserters. And while we're waiting, since I have these three, I'll just start on my belt design. Since this is an option that you can turn on in settings, but if you don't have any, you can choose to place ghosts, and that's what I'm doing. These aren't actual transport belts. They won't move items. They're just ghosts of the transport belt. You can also do that if you actually have some of the item by holding shift. Like, you see I have chests down here, but I can just place them down while holding shift to get ghost versions of them. And something doesn't look great about this design. I feel like I'm screwing it up. Trying to refrain from using the blueprints, just that way it's easier for you guys to replicate if you want to. And is that the right amount? Yep. Once I get that last one, we'll be good. Looks like I'm almost out of power poles too. Now we can start to go and add on to our power. Now that this is all done crafting up, or starting to craft up. Okay, now that we're done with logistics science pack, I'm just gonna go for tool belt for more inventory, and we'll add on automation too. So since I already ghosted everything down here, I know where to, I just need to place everything. We should be getting a really big increase here in our power supply, so hopefully we won't have to touch it for a while. Looks like everything. How's our power handling right now? Okay, we're doing pretty good, but I think that's because we're not mining. Because mining drills are what's going to use a ton of your power. So, since everything isn't working here, pretty much, we're not going to be using tons of mining drills. And now that these are done, we can start to place these in. Now we're just gonna place one pipe in between each of these spaces so it carries the water. And we'll just throw, we're gonna need some more burner inserters. We're just running low on everything right now, which is why we really need to start to get automation up. Okay, now that we're getting these assembling machines, you can start to work on our belt factory. Still trying to remember how this goes, because it just doesn't look right to me. I think I had it like that. I'm gonna run that over. Oh, oh, you have belts. Let's go and add on to power before do anything. Oh wait, we don't have green science yet, so we can't actually do these. Let's just queue up the rest of our red science then, I guess. So that way we can actually get those done. Looks like we're gonna need more belts still. This is why I really just wanna get that belt automated up there. Because belt is probably gonna be what you're crafting most if you don't automate it early on. And it's just gonna be a lot of back and forth until we get everything that we need here. I'll go and add all these inserters to our science, because that needs them. There we go. Now we're starting to get belts, so we'll just finish all this science off while we're here. And now we'll head down to power and finish that up. And then we can start to focus our attention on the belt. Okay, now that should be enough power to last us a while. Now that we have that done, I'll just re-queue up that until you get green. You won't be able to use it, but whatever. Might as well have it queued up. Okay. I'm kind of confusing myself on how I did this. I know that's not right. I'm just going to use my blueprint on this. Here. Nope, that's not the one. There. Is that even going to fit? Yes, it will. Hardly. So I'm just going to place down this blueprint. It's kind of like what I had going, but it looks like I definitely screwed up somewhere in my thought process. So you'll see that these over here don't have recipes automatically because we haven't actually researched those belts yet. And since I don't have green circuits on a belt yet, then we're just gonna have to supplement it with a few factories making them. Looks like our gear isn't keeping up okay. Looks like it's struggling to get iron. So we'll just make that over to a quick inserter. So that should be able to feed it faster, because if you look, it's taking a while for it to get iron. And we're just gonna go over here, chuck a box down. Actually, we're gonna want to get that for a filter inserter. And that's gonna need a power pole. I'll just run through all of this with the power poles that I have right now, so that way you don't need to place those down later. That way it powers everything. Okay, there's all our power poles in place. Now that we got our assemblers, you can just start to place those in. You're gonna want to craft up some boxes. We'll just add this over here. And that right there. We're gonna whitelist gears. So now if there's any extra gears, they should go over there. And it looks like we're gonna wanna place down another fast inserter for getting out the gears onto the belt. There we go. And now we can just start to run the belt through here. And down through here. I want to get a few of the splitters and a few undergrounds. And because we're going to need circuits up here, I'll just start planning on getting some. So for circuits, the ratio I like to use is 3 copper cable going into 2 circuits. So you just place down your inserters like that, so you have an equal amount going to each. And I move this back one space because it needs to be going onto a belt that runs like that. Okay, now that we're getting these boxes, I'm just gonna start placing those down. And eliminating them. So here, oh wait, looks like my blueprint saved limited amounts. So here we're just gonna, looks like I can make it work just by squeezing it in a little. And we're gonna just wanna do that right there. And that right there. Now our iron's starting to thin out, which is probably not a good sign, but I think that's just because we're flooding it with iron for the first time. And we're just gonna connect these up. We shouldn't need to connect them any farther because we haven't started on the rest of this. And now let's just get the green circuits going up. One power pole right there. Oops, not iron poles. Get that up. And get those put out onto that belt. You just need to get copper cable running up, or copper. Which we'll do just by doing that right there. Get a splitter. run that over like that. Grab 2 long canned inserters, and we'll just use this iron from this other iron belt right here to feed the, because green circuits require 1 iron plate, so now we just can take this on over, craft up a long canned, and since splitters require green circuits, now you can just feed them in from that belt right there. And now, once we start to connect up everything with inserters, we'll be able to make all our basic belts nice and quickly. And why isn't that? Oh wait, I see what I did here in my original design. Lane got cut off here. I don't need that. I just used to run it over like that, looks like. And that goes the other way. And I guess I forgot a power pole there. Let's craft up some more inserters. And that power pole isn't supposed to go there. Wait, yes it was. Okay, let's see. That doesn't seem right. No, the power pole was right over here. Okay, there we go. And now we should have this fully functioning and producing gears now. Yep, they're going onto this belt. So we'll just take them off the belt here and other way. So let's just get the few long cans that we need right here. And now you should start to see that we're making belts. So we'll just pull it out of that factory and get it going into here. And into these boxes. This won't be the world's fastest thing, but now it's starting to work, and we'll be getting belt automatically, our undergrounds automatically, and splitters automatically, which will speed up everything pretty much. Whoops. And I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. So if you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, and if you really liked it, then please subscribe, helps me out. And that's gonna be it for this episode. Have a good day and goodbye.